residents here say it's not the rain they're concerned with, it's the storm surge from Dorian we could be seeing here. Residents in this area say the area is flood prone and often sees water from the ocean come onto the streets, even with high tides and king tides. To prepare for those rising waters, businesses along Atlantic Avenue are now boarded up, many with sandbags in front of their doors. Owner of Garden City Grocery, Paul Hoagland, says his store saw feet of flooding during Hurricane Matthew. That's why he's now moving his inventory to higher ground.
Yesterday we got all the windows boarded up. Today we're going for the doors and getting everything, trying to get everything 3 feet off the ground. They're talking 5 to 7 foot surge. So last time when Matthew was here, we wasn't the owner then, but it was up 2 foot. So we're trying to get above that so we don't lose everything.
I also spoke with some residents earlier today. Many told me they were just packing up their last things, planning to head out before Dorian arrives. Reporting in Garden City, I'm Christina Lowe.
The town of Surfside Beach is imposing a curfew ahead of Hurricane Dorian. The declaration says that the curfew will go from 8 tonight until further notice. The order also says no one is allowed in the ocean because it puts first responders in danger if there has to be a rescue.
State officials and the governor have been hunkering down at the state's Emergency Operations Center. They say the main concerns are storm surge, as Christina said, the strong winds and flooding with this storm on the coast. Officials say they're making more plans for re-entry and recovery as the storm gets closer. The National Guard says 1,600 soldiers and airmen have now been activated. They're wrapping up help with evacuations and will hold to their designated shelters to ride out that storm. Law enforcement has beefed up patrols in evacuated areas, and equipment's being moved for search and rescue operations by various agencies.
It's important to stay inside and stay safe. Certainly be prepared to go without electricity for an extended period of time. And again, as the governor said, be prepared for short-term isolation where no one's going to be able to get to you. Certainly conserve your food and battery use.
Officials also want to remind you not to use portable generators inside your homes for fear of carbon monoxide poisoning.
North Carolina is also closely watching Hurricane Dorian. Governor Roy Cooper there announcing today the state has 1 storm-related death. An 85-year-old man in Columbus County fell from a ladder while getting his home ready for the storm. Governor Cooper also warning people to leave if they've been told to evacuate because it's not worth putting your life or the lives of first responders at risk.
Damage this storm can cause. North Carolina faces deadly storm surge and inland flooding. The greatest threats are to our coastal communities and their inland neighbors.
The state's emergency management director says they've activated more National Guardsmen, aircraft, high water vehicles, and swift water rescue teams to be ready for flooding.
Breaking news tonight, police say a man drowned trying to save a child in Lake City. Happened around 3:30 at Lake Park. Police say a child slipped off the edge of a dock into the water. A man who was with that child and the child's mother jumped in to save her. All 3 were pulled out of the water. A bystander performed CPR on that man but was not successful. Police say names will not be released at this time in respect to those families.
We talk a lot about different systems that help track the storm and its path, but those can't predict everything, including the damage left behind after the storm. For that, government agencies use a different kind of gauge to figure it out. We'll tell you what that is next.